Sharon, is this some kind of joke? You're getting married? Seriously? Who's the groom? His specs are lower than my husband, right? I will not be happy if he's better looking or makes more money than my Frank. If it turns out he is, I'll do everything in my power to make sure your wedding never happens. Hey, are you listening to me? Tell me who he is now. Sharon, hello? Answer me, for crying out loud. God, Clarissa, would you stop it already? The notifications are driving me crazy. What the hell do my husband's specs have to do with you? You talk about him like he's a frickin' car. Jeez. They have everything to do with me. I put a lot of effort into finding and bagging myself a handsome guy who makes a lot of money. It's not fair if you get to marry someone better and I won't have it. How can you not understand this? It's called basic common sense and decency. I'm not asking you to celebrate for us if you're opposed to the wedding. That's your proclivity and it has nothing to do with me. Oh my God, is it true? Is he really a better catch than my husband? I'm guessing you messaged me after seeing my Facebook? His page is linked in a lot of my posts, so if you took a proper look, I'm sure you'd understand. Huh? Understand what? Oh my God, what the hell is that photo? Bruce? Is this the same Bruce I'm thinking of? He's that porky little zit-riddled four-eyed nerd from our class. Actually, he's much taller than me now, and his skin is cleared up nicely. I'll admit he looks better than I remember him, but something's not right here. I can't believe it, Sharon! My jaw almost hit the floor! Alright, so are we done now? There's no way he changed that much naturally. Admit it, he got plastic surgery to fix his busted face, didn't he? I bet he's wearing platform shoes to hide the fact he's a midget, too. No, that's just Bruce as he is. And seriously, is this any way to go talking about my fiancé? Cut it out already. I'm done talking to you. Bye. Yo, Sharon. I just arrived at the church. And I must say, there aren't many hot guys here. Most of them look like they work low-wage loser jobs, like store clerks or cops. I guess after how hard I worked to bag myself a high-rolling model-level stud, nothing is ever going to compare. But still, it's hilarious to get the occasional reminder of what a pathetic waste of space the average woman has to settle for. I've never seen such a sorry group of men. They're so mediocre, their girlfriends will probably end up getting stolen by AI. I wonder who the best man in Bridesmaids are. I mean, I'm sure they're going to be unimpressive losers with no public speaking ability, but I'm still kind of curious. And don't worry, at least with me being here, the atmosphere will improve a little due to my stunning good looks and beauty. Hey, why the hell did you kick me out? To think I was kind enough to give a performance and a speech, and this is how you repay me? Why would you kick me out of the banquet hall? You're horrible. The whole hall was captivated by my wonderful performance, but you had to go and spoil it for everyone, huh? What was it, jealousy? Well, it ain't my fault. I'm more beautiful, gorgeous, and stunning than you'll ever be. I was born this way, and I can't help it. Have you no shame? You can't have people kicked out of your wedding because they make you feel jealous, you small-minded bitch. God, anyone would think that we were still in high school. Sharon, you have your phone with you, right? You could at least reply to me after kicking me out of your wedding. Ugh. Oh my God, Sharon, are you like for real right now? I can't believe you block me like this after I went out of my way to show up at your frickin' wedding. Fine, have it your way. After seeing your husband, I must say, he's a lot hunkier than I expected. And it would suck to go home after coming out all this way. All right, that settles it. I'll wait until the banquet is over so I can rejoin you guys at the after party. Clarissa, what the hell was that little stunt you pulled in the banquet hall? I never asked you to perform for us, and I never asked you to give a speech. Also, my friend on reception told me that apparently after you walked in and saw everyone handing over their gifts, you burst out laughing and shouted, "Me? Give that ugly hoe a gift? No way!" in front of about 20 people. I'm not saying you're obligated to give me a gift, but you could have at least been respectful towards me given you were at my wedding. Oh, is the banquet over already? I bet the atmosphere fizzled out the moment I left the hall, right? There's no way a bunch of wet noodles like you guys have any idea how to party. That's why I decided to liven things up with my performance. Answer my damned question. Yeah, whatever. The performance and the speech, right? I just knew that I had to do something to liven the place up when I saw what a bunch of low-energy losers the guests were. Really? You should be thanking me. You know, there are lots of people who'd pay good money to have a beauty like me on center stage at their wedding. Oh, and one more thing. Quit being so damn materialistic with all this complaining about gifts. We're friends, so why should I have to give you anything? Geez, next thing you know, you'll be asking me for money. Excuse me? If anything, you should be paying me for the wonderful performance and speech I gave. That was what you call wonderful? Yep, and don't you just know it? You can't deny the entire hall was captivated by my good looks and mesmerizing charisma the moment I stepped up on stage. Your fiancé Bruce fell in love with me too, didn't he? Go on, you can admit it. I can assure you he most definitely didn't. And wow, Sharon, I must say, I thought Bruce was kind of dishy when I saw him in those pictures on Facebook, but he's even better in real life. How the hell did a worn-out old bag like you manage to snag yourself such a hunk? Don't get me wrong, he's nothing compared to my husband, but he's certainly not outside the scope of consideration for the guy I'd consider getting down and dirty with. If you catch my drift. Scope of consideration? God, you really do disgust me, Clarissa. Anyway, in return for my wonderful performance and speech, I'll be taking possession of your husband. Huh? If you're not going to pay me for my services, I'm happy to accept your man instead. Why would I give you Bruce? He's my husband. Relax, girl. It's not like I'm telling you to divorce him. You can just lend him to me every now and then when I need a good servicing, if you catch my drift. Lend him to you? Listen, Sharon, to tell you the truth, my husband Frank is, well, he has a lot of money and he's as handsome as they come. But when it comes to things between the sheets, he's a little underwhelming. It's starting to become a real source of anxiety for me. You must know what it's like when you're not satisfied in the bedroom, right, babe? So what? Why does that mean I should lend you my husband? Your underwhelming sex life isn't our problem. Quit being so stubborn, would ya? If you must know, I've actually been trying out a bunch of new guys recently. You know, to see if I can find one I'm compatible with. I was hoping you could let me give Bruce a test run. Are you insane? I'm obviously not lending you my husband for a test run. What is he, a freaking car? But why? Is this real life? Are you seriously asking me such a ridiculous, inappropriate question on my wedding day of all days? What's the problem? I'll only need him for 15 minutes max? What is wrong with you? How is it possible that you think this is acceptable? Have you actually lost your mind? Hey, now that's just rude. Everyone does this kind of thing behind closed doors, you know. Actually, I'm pretty sure they don't. Actually, I guess a worn-out hag like you probably wouldn't get included, so it's no wonder that you don't know. I guess only stunners like me get offers regularly. Sorry for confusing you, sweetie. Anyway, the bottom line is your husband is hot, and I want to try him out, so be a darling and lend me him for a little while, okay? Just let me test him out for 15 minutes, and if it turns out we have no chemistry, you can have him back. Okay. Why the hell are you asking me this crap? Oh, you're right. I should be asking Bruce instead. Okay, so if he says yes, do you promise not to complain anymore? That's not what I meant. Anyway, forget Bruce. There's another guy here who wants to talk to you. You mean there's some other poor guy who was powerless to resist my stunning good looks and fell for me in the blink of an eye? Is he even more handsome than Bruce? Well, it's a matter of taste, but I have a feeling he'll be to your liking. Wow, really? Oh, now I'm excited. I take it you want to meet him then? Of course I do. All right, I'll introduce you later. Woohoo! Thanks, babe. First of all, you need to head to room 1502 of the hotel next to the church. Apparently that's where he'll be staying tonight. Okay, I see. This escalated quickly. I like when things move fast, if you catch my drift. But in return for arranging this meeting, I need you to promise to stay away from Bruce. Whoa there, don't get carried away, Sharon. I'll only agree to that if tonight's friend turns out to be my type. Alrighty, no time to waste. Off I go. Sharon, what the hell is this? Are you for real? Why was my husband waiting for me in room 1502? Clarissa, do you still have no idea of the gravity of what you did at mine and Bruce's wedding in the banquet hall? Huh? You mean my wonderful performance and speech that I gave you for free? Which part of that was wonderful? You stole the mic from my frickin' bridesmaid in the middle of her speech and started rambling about your stunning good looks. What the hell did anything you said have to do with my wedding? And more importantly, why did you think it was an acceptable thing to do in the first place? So it wasn't a traditional wedding speech, so what? The whole hall was so captivated they could barely take their eyes off me. Lord knows it was way more interesting than whatever that bimbo I took the mic off was babbling on about. Captivated? Sure, the whole hall might have been watching you, and in a sense, I guess they were captivated, but not in a good way. Everyone was astonished and disgusted by what you did. You don't know that. Oh, yes, I do, because they told me. Everyone in attendance was repulsed and embarrassed by your behavior. Huh? Quit lying, Sharon. Everyone knows my speech was way more interesting than your bridesmaid's. What the heck was she even talking about anyway? I swear I would have fallen asleep if I'd listened to her for 1 second longer. When you got done complimenting yourself, you launched into a hateful tirade against me, going on and on about how it was a miracle I found a husband and how I'd be lucky if he didn't leave me. Then, as if that wasn't outrageous enough, you were so arrogant and crass as to offer me your sloppy seconds if Bruce's performances in the bedroom weren't up to scratch. Is there even a single person on the planet who'd be pleased with a wedding speech like that? I felt like I was gonna vomit. Ugh, and don't even get me started on that song you sung. What the hell even was that? It was my favorite song, duh. Everyone knows that song is about breakups. Why would you sing it at my wedding? I don't know how, but for some reason I made it to the end of your speech without having you thrown out on your ass. But I lost it when you started singing. I had no choice but to ask security to remove you from the premises. We already had a musician booked, and it most certainly wasn't you. Huh? You did? I didn't know that. I'm just grateful that guy managed to distract everyone as you were being thrown out and bring back a sense of normality to the whole thing. But that doesn't change the fact that you almost ruined my wedding. That's nice, Sharon, but I don't see how any of this has anything to do with my husband. I was so looking forward to getting to that hotel room and finding out what kind of hunky stallion I'd be spending the night with. But when I opened the door, my frickin' husband was sitting there. You had no right to trick me like that. Based on what you're saying, I'm guessing you had no idea who the guy who grabbed the mic off you was when you pulled your crazy little stunt, huh? Maybe you couldn't hear his calls of, "We must not let this wedding be ruined by the selfish actions of one individual," amidst the chaos of being restrained and carried across the hall by 2 security guards. First of all, he didn't grab the mic off me. I handed it over willingly when I saw him marching over with that angry look on his face. As for who he is, isn't he your relative or something? I think he got introduced to me earlier on, but I wasn't paying attention. But seriously, who cares? He's my uncle. Wow, big deal. Am I supposed to be shocked or something? The way you were building up to it, I thought you were going to say he was an FBI agent. Actually, you probably should care. Because it just so happens that my uncle is the CEO of your husband's company. What? Not only that, but your husband also owes him a huge debt of gratitude for helping him get a job there a few years back. Apparently, he heard you showed up from one of the other guests, and with that, he rushed over in a panic. I guess he had a feeling you'd be up to no good. Of course, he apologized profusely for what you did. Huh? Oh, and he saw your messages asking me to lend you my husband, too? No way. Are you kidding me? Why would you show him those? Naturally, that means he saw you complaining about your husband not doing enough to satisfy you in the bedroom. Seriously? Yep, so that's where things stand for you right about now. Oh my God, does this mean Frank's going to find out about what I said about him? But I'm not ready to tell him yet. I was supposed to find someone better first. You're evil. Sharon, please, you have to undo this. Won't you help me somehow? You made your bed. Now lie in it. If you want to get out of this mess, you need to do it by yourself. You make it sound easy. I can't do this by myself, Sharon. Ugh. Not my problem. But I'm your friend, and I'm in trouble. The fact that you think you and I are still friends after that crazy little stunt you pulled at my wedding is plain worrying. Huh? I regret even inviting you. To be honest, I had a bad feeling about it when I was making the invites, but I knew if I didn't, you'd never stop whining at me about it. I sure as hell wouldn't have invited you if I knew this would happen. Oh my God, you're horrible. You only have yourself to blame. No, help me. Goodbye. Sharon! Apparently the messages at the end there were sent from the banquet hall bathroom, where she'd locked herself in after sneaking back into the venue. At that point, Clarissa's life went totally off the rails. She began spending her husband's money like it grew on trees. Before long, her husband Frank had no choice but to confiscate all of her bank cards. I found out later on that he'd given her $300 before the wedding to buy me and my husband a wedding gift. But she spent it on a brand bag and fashion accessories for herself before the ceremony started. After the incident at the wedding and his meeting his wife in the hotel room at my arrangement, Frank did some serious soul-searching. He also decided to hire a private investigator to look into Clarissa's infidelity. Unsurprisingly, it was found that she'd been cheating on him, but my jaw almost hit the floor when I found out how many guys she'd been seeing. Apparently, it was in the double digits. Upon hearing about her despicable behavior, Clarissa was shunned by all of her friends. And her lovers all broke up with her. I don't know if suddenly being totally starved of male attention made her lonely, but apparently she went into the night industry and began making a living selling her body. Last I heard, she's seeing at least 5 different guys a night in a desperate attempt to come up with my